What are we doing here, hon?
It's championship worm weekend. It's my golf championship this weekend, and T-minus 2 hours to my tee time. But I wanted to do the worm bin instead of practice. So it's pretty funny. Just over a year ago, I used to spend all my time in the garden thinking about golf. And now, when I'm golfing, I spend most of my time thinking about gardening. So my gardening's getting better, and my golf skills are kind of sliding, but it's okay.
Not that
It's
bad,
okay.
though, since...
Yeah,
you're doing all right.
We'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Okay, cool. So last week we were in here. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. We fed it. Let's get this top off. So we did, on this side, we did the Chris cut cardboard.
Yeah, by hand.
By hand. And then banana, pulverized oats, and eggshells. And then on this side, we did the potato roots as a base, and then just put the Death Star avocado back on top. So we'll get in here and see what up.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, it feels moister this week. Huh. Interesting. Bunch of worms.
So Robin had a question about why you can't just put these worms in the garden and have them do the same thing. Do you have any comment about that?
Yeah.
Is the comment that the worms that are here are not really garden worms?
No, my comment was going to be, I have no idea.
Oh.
I have no idea. I know there's definitely different types of worms. Like there's 3 major different classes of worms, and they live in 3 totally different ways. So some stay in the same spot, others travel, and the third one I have no clue about. But
They're the ones that kind of stay on the top.
that's right.
So
That's right.
when you have a worm bin, you have a kind of worm, ideally, where they are the top feeders. So they're the ones kind of actively eating and breaking down all the stuff. And then you have the travelers, and they go back and forth between high and low, picking up the things that have been digested by the top worms and bringing them down below. And then I guess you just have the guys that are down below.
Right.
So in your typical garden, you don't have a lot of these top worms. You probably have travel worms.
Mm-hmm.
You probably have lots of the deeper worms, but
Mm-hmm.
these worms really live more on the top. And often, if you would try to put these worms out in the garden, they would just die, because in a garden, they don't have this really protected, babied, pampered
Food source.
and food sources. They need kind of those constant food sources. Now, Robin, I bet if you made a point of having like those in-bed compost areas, right, where you put food in, you might be able to keep a population going, but I think you'd probably still end up with a lot of those up and down worms, the ones that go back and forth. So these are just a different kind of worm, and they like living in this.
It's absolutely killing me. I just want to get into the bin, but this is excellent.
Content?
So,
All right.
yeah, I think this is more of a red wiggler type, and this is more of the worm that we started off with from the compost pile from our neighbor. The interesting thing is, when we started, there was much more just your typical earthworms, the bigger ones, and there was just like a few red wigglers. Now that's flipped. This bin is almost completely the smaller, more vigorous worms to me. And out in our garden, I mean, we just noticed like a huge earthworm. So I think, yeah, there's definitely different types. So yeah. So without further ado, let's get in here because it's driving me nuts.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so this is Chris caught the banana, and the pulverized oats and the eggshells. Just get it. Yeah. Tons and tons and tons and tons of worms. Oh, and look, a little potato. Wow. Okay, so they definitely are liking the cardboard.
Wow, it's like a worm ball.
Kind of. It's close. It's very close. It's very close.
You're really hard on yourself about the worm
I know.
ball.
It's just... What is that? Look at them all. Okay, that's a mini worm ball right there. Mini worm ball. And so yeah, Robin, you can see how much smaller these worms are compared to typical ones. Now, again, these might be juveniles, but I'm not so sure. Like this one here, definitely, I don't know if you can see it, but is definitely juvenile. But these ones, I think, are more
adults.
Yeah, adults. So I'm gonna leave that worm ball there. So super successful, and yeah, like look at all those worms, and just the castings.
Beauty.
Yeah. That's another thing I'm noticing now when I go through the bins. Like, yeah, my hands look dirty, but it's not near what it used to be. Yeah. Like, it used to be really... So, I don't know how many worms that was, but that's a lot. Okay, so now we're going over to...
This is... I'm excited about this. This is the potato root side.
And Death Star.
And Death Star.
So, I'm going to try to find the avocado. There it is. Okay, so here's a good example. Think. So here's what the bin started out with, was mainly these size worms. So I think these are just your typical earthworms, and they tend to, look at that, that's really interesting. There's a bunch of big worms in the potato roots, which might mimic what happens in nature. So they may just be more attracted to the roots. I mean, obviously it's a symbiotic relationship, where the roots help the worms, and the worms definitely help the roots, you know, loosen up the soil. So, and then down at the bottom here, you can see there's tons of tiny worms. So that's another very close to worm ball, and they are all through the roots. Tons and tons and tons. Yeah, they love these potato roots, man. Wow.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. That's something that is a really good use of the potato.
And here's the...
Oh, what's left of the avocado?
Yeah, man,
Death
there's
Star.
like nothing really left of it. A little bit of flesh. Oh, and a worm went into the drill hole.
Oh.
Look at that. He's right in there. Oh, man. Has this thing cracked? Oh, it did crack. Oh, cool. Look, they're right in there. Look at them all.
They cracked it.
Little guys, big guys. Sweet. Okay. So, definitely happy with that. I think I'm not going to add any more worm roots. Or, sorry, potato roots for the worms. I'm just going to leave it like that. But I am going to add... The bin feels moist. It doesn't feel wet, which is really good. So I'm going to add some more of these. Right, we're just going to do this one right down the middle, and we're going to double up on it. So we're going to go roots and cardboard. And they ate way more than I thought they would, but I think it's just because the population is so high now in here, that they're really, I mean, it's only been 7 days and they went through all that food, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so then, yeah, I'm gonna do a banana. I just punched a couple holes in there, put a whole banana in there, and then we got a bunch of strawberries that went off in the fridge. So I'm gonna put a bunch of those in there as well. Some pulverized oats and some eggshells. Oh, and I'll put coffee grounds in there as well. And then what I think I'm going to do this time, just because I added a bunch of carbon with the crisp cut cardboard, is I'm just going to put the sides in on top just to hold that moisture in and to moisten it up. So yeah, I'm just going to do that, and then we'll come in next week and see what they've done to that banana and the strawberries. So awesome.
Great worm update.
I better clean my my hands before I head to the golf course.
Let's go.
Yeah, 66. I need a 66, guys. Or I want a 66. Don't need nothing. So, all right. Hope you guys have a great week, and we'll be back with an update and how I did in the golf event. I know all you guys are dying to know.
I'm sure they are.
I mean,
I am.
I know you are, but yeah. So, anyways, have an awesome week and stay awesome. Let's go.